Right, I am going to come out of the lobby and go back in because I've had this before with the stock liveries. Crap. So give us a minute, guys. Welcome to part 2 stream. This isn't going quite to plan at the moment, but hopefully when I come back in the room everything will be as it should, because there does seem a little bit of lag in this lobby, and that can have an effect on liveries, believe it or not, and everyone ends up with stock liveries. And it wasn't everyone, as you could see, but it did look horribly laggy. There we go, look, liveries, that's much better. There we go, so there is Patrick, who is not in first at the minute. Please ignore the positions for at least a lap while my PlayStation decides to catch up. But we will get the race info once, so we can kind of see where we are and aren't. We do know that Kiki should be in second. We believe it's saying he's third here. And it will be Pixel of Chaos in the Beetle, in the lead. How far is Kiki behind him? See if he's coming up to the chase. And Kiki's miles behind. What's going on there? Or is he miles in front? I don't know. This is all a bit strange for me. But they are on lap 4 apparently. And yeah, according to this, Kiki is in first. But I'm not 100% certain that is the case. But it does look to be the case. So what's happened there? What's happened with Pixel of Chaos in the first couple of laps? These guys should have been right together. Patrick, who's took over from Speedy, who has quite a bit of lag there, we can see. Scotch egg, so sorry if I don't focus on this car as much as I'd like to. But it is to be expected. Right, let me get this stream posted. And we should all be good to go. Just bear with me for 1 second, guys. Right, I'm back. That's all posted everywhere it needs to go, as far as I'm aware, and we are away. We have Gemini in third, who has taken over from Mash. He is our host as well, and that's probably why we have a little bit of lag. He's a long way away from me in the US of A. A lot of lag in this lobby. Hopefully it will calm down as the race goes on, but at least we do have liveries. But Kiki at the moment with a 19.4 second lead. Pixel of Chaos lost a lot of time during that first stint. And we have Tyke, who's taken over from Senna. Oh, and a little bit of a moment between himself and Pixel of Chaos there. And Tyke goes wide through the S's. Really wanting to make up ground. And he gets a penalty, Tyke does as well, so he's going to have to lose all that unlapping he's just done. Tyke at the moment with a 2:01.164. Looks like a lot of these guys have probably started on the mediums, judging by the lap times. Gemini in the GRT team, making his way around. Who was that? RACLR. All the speed hunters. Then we got Bandit, he's 11 seconds behind. Who's Speed Hunter's teammate. Is it? Yeah, Speed Hunter for the MFTE team. Nice selection of cars on this grid though as well. A few more AMGs than anything else. Yeah, still a little bit of lag for Patrick there, who's taken over from Speedy, and he's up to 5th now. They have made a place somewhere. Frederick, who's taken over from Welshie in the Houston Muff team. Let's see what lap time he does this lap. I say 2:09, so is this lobby a little slippy or something? Not sure. But the times don't seem to be there. Lucas seems to be on it though with 2:02s. The RTR Red team. Obviously taking over from Top Gear. And we have into GR Steve in the silhouette. Again, time seem a little slower than I'd expect. Type 21, he is making up some big time here as well. He's running 2:02s. At the minute, he was taking over from Senna, as we mentioned earlier. As we've seen him force his way past Pixel to try and get back up the road and start to make up some time, because he has still got nearly 2 hours, don't forget. And then we've got the Nuke Shot Motorsport. And that's the... And that's G4 Rotary. It's obviously taken over from Zakeo in the McLaren. And he seems to have dropped pretty much straight into the pace at the 203s. And we have Bad Omen has been handed over from Johnny Waffle for the Fort team. And then Sota. He's got a bit of work to do. After Ryland's mixed first stint, it did start to look like he was starting to make his way through the field, and then obviously had a few moments later in the race and slowly worked his way back again. Then we've got RACLR Jaeger. He's taken over from Slimmy. And Anza at the back, who's taken over from Raptor. And we will completely ignore that timing. Apparently he's only 21 seconds behind the leader. Oh, unless it's 21 minutes, but I can't see that. No. Oh, he might be. Yeah, he is. Oops. Right, so we did have a moment there, Gemini by the sound of it. Because Jaeger is all over the back of him now, trying to unlap himself. Oh, let's just try and find a battle, because this one seems a hell of a lot more spread out than the first lobby. Don't know, did we have any problems with the handover? So have a look on the chat, see if there's anything going down there. Yes, we will jump back to Kiki in a minute, Philippe. He's doing a great job at the minute. And Speedy's shouting on his teammate he's just handed over to. Go on, Patrick. Go, go, go. For P1. P1 might be a little bit of a push. He's got some quick guys in front of him, but he's doing a good job. Bandit already in the pits. He's on hards. Oh, do we have to use hards in this lobby? But he's got him on and he's got him off. Get that done. But we do have Frederick. He's only 2.5 seconds behind Lucas, so this could be something to keep an eye on. Lucas is one of the quickest guys out there at the moment, but Patrick looks like he's finding his pace now, getting into the 2-minute deads. Meanwhile, Gemini with 25 in front and 23 behind Pixel and Chaos. And then we have Kiki, who's got a 33-second lead. I'm not quite sure how this has happened, but well done, Kiki. We've got Rollick giving a shout out for Sota. It looks like he is working hard. Flip back. I'm going to have to get the info up. I need to know what tyres these guys are on, because these times are just all over the shop. I'm presuming there's lots of... Oh, he's on mediums, but he's got damage. Left front suspension damage for Sota. This is going to hamper his progress somewhat, but the gap is coming down quite quickly to Bad Omen in front. For the Vought Motorsport team, well, Vought team. There's no mention of the word motorsport, I just added that because I wanted to. Oh, we have got Sakio here. Yep, hoping the best for Rotary in the nuke shot car. Yeah, he's looking alright, mate. He jumped straight into the 203. He's a low 203.1 now, so instantly finding his pace. He's only 5.8 behind Steve. Steve with all of the ones. Nobody else is allowed to have any ones because Steve has them all. Ah, Rotato, I have seen you on the Discord chat. Should have known, really, shouldn't I? And does that mean you drive a Mazda as you're a Rotary guy? Or is he just passionate about them? I am a Mazda guy. I would say I drive one, but it's off the road, so I don't drive it. I just look at it. Look at it turning green on my driveway. I'm not sure what happened there. Ah, Steve went into the pits with damage. So there you go, Mr. Nuke Shot boys. A place gained without having to do anything. Steve and all the ones just handed it over to you. I say Speedy reckoning Patrick will smash it. He has got the quickest lap now on a 2-minute flat. And Bandit has now got onto the mediums and got rid of the hards. Not sure if that was an error starting on hards or whether you had to run every compound during the 2 parts. I should have studied the rules further. Tyke still with damage. But still bringing the gap down slowly, and 202s pretty consistently apart from lap 6 and 3. So yes, not a bad pace. Whereas Frederick is a little bit erratic here. 208, 209s, 219, 208, 210. Yeah, he does have damage, which doesn't help. Lucas now, who wasn't that far off Patrick, has obviously had a little bit of a moment because Patrick's gone. He has checked out. And bringing that gap down slowly to Gemini, but 1 minute 20 to the front. I'll lead at Kiki. Apparently rotary, no, he doesn't own a Mazda or a rotary engine, he just spins a lot. And I'll see a bit of banter between teammates. Hopefully he can't hear us, and that filling in with confidence you're doing there. Picks of the Chaos does seem to be dropping back from Kiki as well, the gap up to 40 seconds now. So Kiki can just keep his shit together. And there's no reason he can't be onto a winner here. He's lapping consistent 202s. I know he can go quicker. I also know he can crash, because I watched him last night. So we wouldn't wish that on anybody, especially my good friends at GTSV. I know he can go nearly 2 seconds a lot quicker than that if he needs to. So always good to know. Big sort of chaos, say 205s. And he's on the softs as well. With that damage going to be costing him, I'm taking it he got that early on. Possibly lap 3 with that 208, or maybe even earlier. But GRT Gemini closing him down now. Finding his pace. He's nearly 3 seconds a lap quicker at the moment. Patrick doing the same. He's finding his pace here. Well, he's dropped off a little bit now. His tyres are starting to wear. Dropping into the 202s, which is going to hinder his progress, but at least they won't be pulling away from him. Just doing the same times as the guys in front. And probably the guys behind if we look at Lucas. Now he's dropped into the 203s last lap. His tyre's still looking pretty good, so... I also thought he had damage, but no, that was the team orange, wasn't it? Yes, that was it, Tyke. He's got the damage in a 208 last time round from Frederick. These times are baffling me. Last time round, Tyke was 6 seconds a lap quicker than Frederick. And that for a 60-year-old dude, Philip. Who's 60? Kiki. Really? Making me feel young for the first time in a long time, if that's the case. We have got 14 guys watching. Good afternoon all. We are 31 minutes into part 2 of the 4 hour of Bathurst. I am Ponyboy, your streamer. And we are going through the motions, and here we are. This is what we want to see. We have a battle between 8th and 9th. So it looks like Bandit has just got past Rotary after his stop. I'll tell you what, let's jump on board with the McLaren, because that's something we haven't done yet, and hopefully I won't do to him what I did to Welshie, which is completely jinx him and watch him put it into a wall. What a good exit there from the McLaren. Can he get a move done into Hal's corner? Oh, I think the Aston has the grunt though to keep him out of the draft. Not quite close enough. A little bit of lag there. That would be so horrible to race with. But a good exit from the McLaren. Thinks better of it and tucks back into the draft. And he gets the move done into Quarry Bend. Can he hang it out? Yes, he does. Well done, Rd.2. Nice little battle we got going on here. Oh, but what's happened? Bandit's dropped right back. Oh, let's get all this info off because it's horrible. Oh, Bandit now 5.5 seconds behind, so it definitely must have had a moment going into the cut-in or through Quarry. It was one of the two. I didn't quite get to see what happened because of the view, but Steve, he's got 39 seconds gap over Steve. But Sota is bringing that gap down to 6.5 seconds now. So we'll keep our eyes on that. And I think Sota could definitely find a little bit more pace. He's running the 204s. Badover must have been in the pits last lap, the end of lap 9, with a 219 and a 222 respectively, so we're going to presume that's all that was. And Jaeger was a 206 last time round, so obviously a little bit of a moment there. And then Hansa, who is not in slow motion, guys, he just is that slow. That is only a joke. You look absolutely fine, mate, but he did actually say that to me on chat earlier. Meanwhile at the front, Kiki with nearly a 50-second lead. 62 apparently, Kiki. Well, one benefit of being that age though, if you do need a piss while you're racing, you can just do it anyway because you're already kind of stink of piss at that age, don't you? So it's fine. But yeah, great job there from Kiki, brilliant. Pixel of Chaos still hanging on there in second. Gemini closing that gap down now to 7.5 seconds, and Patrick doing the same, and he's coming down between himself and Gemini, slowly but surely. Well, not that slowly, but it was quite a big gap. But just as Speedy said, Patrick will push on and bring that gap down and go for the win. But with a 56-second gap, that's a lot to do. Apparently Hansa has his own stream going, so he's getting lots of abuse there as well. Nice one, you. unlapping himself, one of the speed hunters. Yeah, that'll be Jaeger, won't it? So we did have a substitute driver for the first stint for the speed hunters, Slimmy. It should have been Jupe according to my list. Meanwhile, it looked like Gemini just let him go because doesn't want to get caught up in that. It does look like Jaeger does have some good pace. Meanwhile, that gap not really coming down to Pixel of Chaos now. You see, Mr. Chaos seems to have got a handle on it now and keeping the gap at around 6-7 seconds. Yeah, look, he's half a second up on his own time. That fuel load coming down, probably the nerves creeping out now. Just settling into a normal race. Kiki nearly up to the 50-second mark. Oh, thank you, Chris. Average driver. No problem at all, mate. Really enjoyed the first stint, and I'm sorry to give you commentator's curse in your moment of close contact with the barrier, should we say. But yes, I was really looking forward to that battle, and oh dear. Meanwhile, Gemini bringing that gap down. It's under 6 seconds nearly now. There we go, right on cue. And Patrick has took nearly another second out of Gemini as well as he starts to kick up grass at the camera. No need for that, mate. Watch my eyes. And Lucas in Team Rd.2 is there just running around behind the silhouette. It's a fair bit down. I thought, but just nice to see cars together on track. Yes, no problem, mate. I can take a look at that as we got Kiki in the pits, the first one in. He's taking no risks at the moment. I will go this way and we can have a look. But he got 51 seconds when he went in. And we'll jump straight to the back there so we can see the gap to Hansa. And no, we can't see the gap either, but we can work it out. He's 9 minutes 49 behind the leader. And yeah, so it's about 4 minutes. 4 minutes 47, I would say. So it's a big gap, mate. Meanwhile, Jaeger is only 48 seconds behind Van Omen now, who took over from Johnny Waffle. And he's bringing that gap down into Sober as well. So a couple of slower laps this time, 206 and then a 205. I'm sure the lag isn't helping. As we can see, it's a lot more laggy than the first lobby. And he's catching up to Steve at a rate of knots in the silhouette, which you would have thought would be pulling right down the straight. Just on cue, it does just that. But with its lack of gears and slow gear changes, it can be a bit of a hindrance, this car, at times. But does corner lovely and has got serious top end. That gap now down to 1.5 seconds. I don't think he's going to be able to keep Serta behind him for long. Oh, and they lost time in the pits as well, Raptor Race Engineering. Lost a bit of comms to the car, apparently. Yep, of course we can. Make a big shout out to Freddie and Omen from the MVT boys. No, it's MRL boys. Sorry, Mature Racing League. I know you guys. Yeah. I've had some fun with you in the past. But we will stay with this battle at the moment. Sota. Oh, what's coming right in? What's happened there? He's lost a little bit again. Obviously had a little bit of a moment. Where is Bad Omen? He's back there, so taking over from Johnny Waffle. In the Wafflemobile with the Waffle Bonnet. Currently 19 seconds behind Sota, but probably will be making up a little bit of time if he keeps it together. He's on a personal best lap at the moment. You can see just took a second. Oh, commentator's curse. Did he just hit an invisible wall there, it looked? Yeah, this lobby is a little bit on the unusual side. Yeah, let's get off Bad Omen, shall we? Because I think I'm jinxing him enough. And we'll have a look at Freddie, shall we? As he's had a shout out, we should always go and look at the guys that are having a shout out after we've watched this battle here again. As Sota has caught up with Steve and all the ones again. Is he going to get it done into Hal's corner? He is going to get it done, and get nicely done as well. Give Steve plenty of room on exit. And who will Sota's next victim be? Well, VRC Bandit, but he's 37 seconds up the road, so... Oh, but Steve's fighting back. And he gets it done. Sota straight back at him though. This is a great battle going on here. If it wasn't for the lag, it'd be wonderful to watch. Our up to race guys are up there, only 17 seconds away from 14th place at the end of stint 1. And now they're like 4 minutes behind, so something serious has happened there. And yeah, the lag in here does seem to be typically bad at the moment. Only certain drivers are seeing when you get more than one together, it can make it worse. Let's have a quick flick through towards the front now, because these guys are starting to pull away. Sota is from Steve. I know Steve will make up quite a bit down this straight once he gets to the legs. Going on the old mobile. As you can see, it just starts dropping away that time as soon as the silhouette gets up to speed. But then, oh, loses it all on the brakes and Steve is off. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of ones fly off. At that point, Sota comes in as well. Oh, that'd be quite frustrating, wouldn't it? So we do have rotary strategy here. If anybody wants to know what it is, it's actually written on the chat. So he says he will be running on mediums till the end of this. The end of his fuel, anyway. And then running on 14 lap stint of softs till the end. Well, there you go, we do have facts and figures now. We like that. And he's only 2.1 seconds behind Tyke now in his rotary. Tyke stopping at the end of lap 14, it seems, at the end of lap 13. And then we have Freddie. A big shout out to Freddie from the MRL guys. As I promised, while he's on the screen. When he's got a minute behind Patrick now. Only 6 seconds in front of Tyke, so this is all starting to build up around 6th, 7th and 8th, isn't it? So we should have a nice little battle going on in a few laps. Because Tyke really finding his pace now. He's obviously on the softs and banging in the 201s. So will Freddie be feeling the pressure in a couple of laps? Rotary is coming, and like you say, if he's on the mediums, he has got good pace on them mediums, so I expect to see at least a second a lap when he does go onto the softs after this, so he'll be dropping into the 201s, 202s. 3.8 seconds behind Tyke at the minute, but Tyke putting away slightly, but he has got fresh tyres and he is pushing. He's done a fastest lap nearly of the race so far with a 2 minute 0.9 compared to Patrick's 2 minutes 0.8. Gemini has caught Pixel of Chaos. Oh, Pixel of Chaos has pitted, and I don't think Gemini has yet. Yes, he has. They have both pitted, and Pixel of Chaos had a long stop by the look of it. Because Gemini has now got a 10-second lead over Pixel of Chaos, and Kiki is nearly a minute up the road. He's not doing anything silly, he's just running his comfortable pace, 202s, 203s. Without having to push. There we go, another 202.4. Yes, I do agree with Nuke Shot there. I don't think the lag is quite as bad for the drivers. I say I initially came into the lobby and had to leave and go back in again because it was that bad the first time that half the liveries didn't show up. And I know it's nothing to do with internet connections and anything else. It is purely down to the servers that you're connecting to. Because I mean, my internet it's bloody quick, but it doesn't make any difference if the server you're connecting to is rubbish. Meanwhile, Pixel of Chaos. When did he stop? The end of lap 15 he stopped, so... And he's done a 206. His previous lap. I'm expecting to see something a little bit quicker this lap. Yeah, this will be a 203. 204 maybe. Oh, low 205. It's amazing what he can do when you're given such a nice lead at the start. But Patrick is coming. Patrick did stop at the end of lap 15. And he's definitely on the hunt for a podium at least. The Scotch Egg guys will be cheering him on. Not the lag's okay for Fred, apparently, so that's good. As long as the drivers aren't suffering too bad, and it doesn't seem to be too bad all the time here, it's just every now and then. But I have seen some really unusual things in GT7 in the last couple of weeks. Did have it when a car was in front of me and we were racing side by side on chat, then all of a sudden he's nearly a second behind me. And he was just like dragged back, it was weird. So you can't race with stuff like that because you just instantly lose a second for nothing. That got down to 4.7 seconds now. Gemini now 11.9, 12 seconds in front of Pixel of Chaos. He just can't quite match his teammates' pace. And Kiki still pulling away at the front. Up to 58 now. Bit of lag there from Kiki. Hansen now, has he made any progress? Yes, he has. A little bit. He's made about 8 seconds, I think. And there you go. Sota meanwhile 9.3 behind Bad Omen. Bad Omen only 2.2 behind Steve. I think if these guys have pitted, they must have pitted very early. Bad Omen definitely hasn't pitted in the last 9 laps anyway. Bandit is in on mediums. And he was 38 seconds in front of Steve, who has pitted, I think, lap 16, has he? Not sure. Bandit coming out. Plenty of time between himself and Steve. And 26 seconds behind Fred. Meanwhile, Rotary has pitted at the end of lap 18. This lag getting a little bit ridiculous. Tyke now with a big gap around himself, but he's still chucking out the 2-minute laps. Not sure why it's highlighting lap 15 as his quickest lap when lap 20 was blatantly quicker. So yeah, not quite sure what's going on in this lobby. But Rotary is 44 seconds behind him now. He's 13.5 seconds in front of Frederick. Oh god, the lag. Ugh. I'm half wondering whether to come out of the lobby and come back in, see if it makes a difference. Yes, Nick Shot, he has pitted already and it has worked out pretty well for him. So I think with the gaps around him as well, he should actually make up time on the likes of Rotary. Tyke. 46 seconds or so now. Tyke is pushing hard. I'm just going to come out of this and go back in. I know it can make a difference. It probably won't. But not really. Maybe a little bit. But any improvement's better than none improvement. So. And Kiki again with his consistent 2023s. Look, 2023. 2032, so he's got the right numbers, just in the wrong order. But yeah, looking nice and consistent for a 62-year-old, nearly. Gemini now carried on in second, and it's 15, nearly 16 seconds in front of the Pixel of Chaos now. But Patrick bringing that gap down pretty quickly. Oh, it's off. Frederick's off. Oh, and it's a big off. That's put Rotary up to 7th. Let's see what he can do. We think he's on the softs now. Oh, I'm not so sure. This is going to put Frederick in possible danger here because he's going to have damage. And he has only just pitted. How much damage has he got? Let's have a look, shall we? I don't keep bringing all this info up, but what the hell. It is only aero and suspension, nothing major, but it's still going to cost him. Still going to be a second or two a lap. I was at 220 lap the last time round with that incident. Well, this is giving chance for Rotary to pull away, and this lag. Oh. And Tyke coming up to lap Sota, who's down in 12th. Just bringing that gap down to Patrick a little bit, I think. Oh yeah, Patrick's in the 203s now because he has got damage. And he's only 1.7 seconds behind the Pixel of Chaos. Yeah, the crash could well have been lag induced. And you're right, the mute, it is just GT7 being GT7. We love it, but sometimes we bloody hate it as well. I mean, this should be good to watch, but it's kind of not. And now I've got the stupid names up again, which I hate, so we'll get rid of all that. Oh, now I've got no info. Oh, well, I'll bring the rest up in a minute. Let's just concentrate on this battle. Still the fastest lap of the race by Patrick with a 2:08. That's like 1.6 seconds slower than the first lobby. But obviously we do still have nearly an hour to go of this lobby, well just over. Any sector of this track can be deceptively tricky. This bit here, if you get it wrong and you lose so much time, especially this next corner, if you just run a little bit wide and getting your braking into the dipper is the hardest part of this whole track, as we can watch the cars skipping and jumping around. Didn't actually look too laggy then. Oh, there we go, a little bit there, but Patrick right on the back now. What's it like if we jump on board? Is it just as laggy? Yeah, probably even worse. Ugh. Now, Mr. T, the first lobby was zero lag. Absolutely bang on lobby, superb, super smooth, no problems whatsoever. This one, as soon as I went to join, we knew there was a problem when there's no liveries on the car. Well, 50% of the cars had the liveries on, 50% didn't. You know, there's a bit of a ping issue there. Whether it's just a USA UK thing, I'm not sure. I can honestly assure you it's nothing to do with my direct personal internet, but obviously I'm not saying it's not my server. It could be still, but I wouldn't have thought so, because I'd be hooking up with their servers. So, but yeah, it does seem a little bit hit and miss with the lag, but the first stint now was perfectly smooth and clean. Oh, sorry about that, mate, you're having to retire your car. Yes, it does look like the US-UK connection that seems to be the issue, but if it's not affecting the drivers too much, then it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it's not perfect for us watching it back. Again, it is kind of out of our hands. I could leave the lobby and rejoin, but I also don't like doing that because it can cause that lag spike that you do get when somebody leaves. We have got Tyke in the pits in 6. So yes, the Race Asylum car didn't get to start the second stint due to issues. I'm going to say it probably is connection related. But I don't know. Yep, SRT did get disconnected. Not nice. Oh, and a bit of a moment there from Tyke coming out of the pits. It is a horrible pit exit. It just gives you control at the wrong time when it's put lock on and you've got... I have watched people spin into the wall there several times. Patrick has now got past Pix of the Chaos. Sorry we missed the move there. Not even quite sure why I stopped watching it. Oh, because I was reading the chat, wasn't I? Stupid boy. No, I should be concentrating on the racing and getting all excited because there was a manoeuvre there. Well, let's check Kiki's progress, 57. Oh, Gemini slow, doing a bit of closing down now. Has Kiki had a bit of a moment? No, still consistent 202s. Good job, Kiki. Gemini just a little bit quicker the last couple of laps. Oh, Kiki has lost some time. He's lost 10 seconds. Seconds plus. Yeah, look, 204 that lap time. And he's going in the pits. Oh no, Kiki. He should still come out in the lead, I think. Pixel of Chaos still kind of hanging in there, just 2 seconds behind Patrick now. And Lucas with an absolute country mile between himself and the RTR Orange team, the red and the orange circulating next to each other, but with a minute between them, just over. Rotary 15 seconds behind P6 now, making good progress on his softs. And he's now got 42 seconds in front of Bandit. Bandit has lost a lot of time from the handover. Was in third, I believe, or was he fourth? In the handover. I think he might have been fourth actually for the Speed Hunters. Frederick, after his little incident, seems to have got himself together again. Saying that was a 2:16 last lap. Again from the MRL guys. Big shout out to you, mate. For the Austin Muff team. So to 25 seconds behind now. Up to 10th though, he was down to 12th at one point. But now got 6.1 seconds in front of Bad Omen. Who in turn has got 12 seconds in front of Steve with all his ones. Jaeger only 4.5 seconds behind Steve now, and he has got good pace because he has set the fastest lap of the race with a 2-minute dead .8. Hands are now slightly dropped back, but yeah, that lag problem obviously an issue. If you lost that much time in the handover, because it's now over 5 minutes and he has just gone back into the pits. But yeah, not easy when you're chasing somebody and they are the quickest guy on the track at the time as well. I think this is the closest battle on track at the minute. So we've got Bad Omen behind Sota as well, that gap coming down slowly. And the lag looking to be a little bit better around here at the minute. There we go, on cue, a little bit of lag. But yeah, I think that is the closest battle that we're going to have for a while. Is Jaeger catching Steve. So, all jump on board with Jaeger. And he seems one of the better connections out there, so we'll stick with this for a second. Give me 2 seconds, guys. back. And yeah, you go now chasing down Bad Omen with the 10-second gap in front of him, but he's already put 7 seconds into Steve. Steve needs to get rid of some of them ones and make his car a little bit lighter, I think. Steph shouting out for the RTR boys, who are in 7th and 8th, are they? Well, Tyke is in 6th and Lucas in 4th. So the RTR boys having a good recovery. Yes, we're just halfway there. You are alright, mate. Luke Shop. Let's get off this horrible view and concentrate. Where did Kiki come out in compared to Gemini? There's 2.3 seconds between them. Let's just get a quick bit of data up here because we know Kiki did have to do the extra pit stop. And Gemini is flashing. But what has Kiki done? Has he jumped onto the mediums now? Yes, he has. He's going for the long stint here. On his pace, I think, good enough. On the mediums, doing the 203s. I'm sorry, I wish we could do something about this lag, but it's out of our hands. And at times it still looks wonderful. Also, Patrick has got rid of his damage now. And will Gemini come in at the end of this lap, or will he stay out for one more? He is coming in. I'm sure Kiki's strategy has been messed up a little bit from that incident, where he did lose a lot of time. Fortunately, he did have a lot of time. Lucas does still need to pit, but he will stay out for another lap or two, I think. But it's not going to bring him up into contention with Gemini, I don't think, but he is in contention for a podium now with Pixel of Chaos dropping back. I mean, he seems to be doing better times on the mediums than he was on the softs, or was he on mediums at the beginning as well? I didn't look, but he seems to be getting quicker and quicker, doing 204s now, but as soon as I say that, he drops to a 206. Yes, it has been a good race so far, Nick, totally agree. It's nice when you got races of this duration. As Pixel of Chaos makes a move on Gemini. What's happened to Gemini there? Oh, he's just come out the pits, hasn't he? And he's come out right in front of him. With Pixel of Chaos having to stop in probably not 4 laps. Depending on how long he wants to run these mediums for, but judging by his pace, the whole of the race. Patrick now 1 minute behind the lead at the minute. And bearing in mind, Kiki was nearly 1 minute in front of second place at one point. Looks like Tyke's on the mediums now. Like we have already mentioned, a good recovery drive from RTR Team Orange. After the pit stop fiasco earlier. Patrick is out on the softs again for the old Scotch eggs. Oof, that lag. But a lot of room to make up on Pixel of Chaos, 22 seconds, but it is coming down at a rate of knots, and I expect Patrick to drop back into the 2 minute flat marks. He does seem to have that kind of pace. Gemini are slowly pulling away from Pixel of Chaos. But this has given Kiki, he's got a 32-second lead still now. So the GTSV boys will be cheering him on there. I'll give him a big cheer as well, being a GTSV member also. But I do get myself about. I am a little bit of me here, there and everywhere. but they are my boys. So just come up to the S's and into the dip up. We've still got 20 people watching live. Thanks for joining us, guys. And give your teammates a big shout out. And this is for Chronic. If you're still listening, which I think he is. Oh, a crash equals more points apparently. Is that for Kiki? Right, so Rotary has apparently just started his second of his 3 stints of softs. Let's have a look at Rotato, actually see where he is, because he was doing a good job in the old McLaren. It made a good bit of time, and he's up to 7th. And that's after his stop, and he's still got 45 seconds behind. There's a long way in front of Tyke, but he looks comfortable and happy in that 7th place now. Tyke will have to stop, but not for a while because he's on the medium, so he will be doing the long run now. So this is where Rotary can make a bit of inroad, but Mini is without mistakes or extra pit stops. Yes, cheers, Chronic. And thank you, Nick. Really appreciate that, mate. Right, so things are spreading out as you would expect over a period of 3 hours and 16 minutes now. We have been at this a little bit more if you include qualifying. Gemini now put it away, but he is only 3.9 seconds behind Lucas in the Team Red car. Who has took a big chunk of time out of Kiki again. Kiki now stuck behind the Silhouette, and it's going to be a hard car to pass on the mountain straight. Sorry, the Conrod straight. Wrong side of the track. And the Jag will have the exit, but as soon as that Silhouette gets up to pace, it's just going to come back at you. But don't let it get into your head. Just relax, Kiki. You're doing a fantastic job. Lucas doing a good job of keeping that gap between himself and Gemini around 4 to 5 seconds. But Gemini has got some nice fresh tyres on, and I can see that time starting to crumble. As soon as some of that fuel starts to burn down. Good afternoon, JP77. I don't think I've said hello to you yet. Right, shall we have a quick look at Patrick, see if he can handle the lag? Because I quite like watching Gemini, because he's the host. Obviously there isn't much lag there. Here we go, Patrick making a lot of time on Pixel now. And did set the fastest lap of the race last time round with a 2-minute dead .7. Can he improve again this time round? Yes, it's a 55 on the exit. This will be another 2-minute lap. Oh, just over, it's 2:01. But what did Pixel do in front of him at 2:05? So that's 4 seconds in that lap. At this rate, he will be on him in 3 laps. Well, Pixel, considering his lap times aren't great, he's just consistent, isn't he? He's just there. The gap was made by Timmy, and he's just managed to keep it in the podium places at the moment. Slow and steady wins the race. Softly, softly, catchy monkey. So guys, if you are listening, don't forget to tune into the next round. It is at the end of February, at the 25th, I believe. And it will be 6 hours of Catalonia. Oh Jesus, 6 hours. I may get another streamer in to help me. We will see. But it does depend on spots as well. So we do our 15 races, and we will look at the lobbies obviously as well and see if we can find the best combination of hosts and streamer. I mean, I'm sure we can work it out between us. There's enough of us here, and we want this to be a great racing community for you all to enjoy racing in and watching. And Pixel of Chaos is in, and he's off on the entry. Oh, and he's off again. This is not what he wanted. And this will just allow Patrick to pass and have a nice big gap now, but he is starting to eat them softs, Patrick. Nice and even tyre wear though compared to everyone else. Everyone else right rear destroyed. Patrick pretty even. Nice to see. Unexpected. No, the next one's Nordish Life 4 hours on the 11th of Feb. I take that back. And Nordish Life 4 hours, that'll be quite intense. Again, another track I do really like though. You'd pick some good tracks for this series. Lucas now has come out the pits. He's 9 seconds behind Patrick. So this will just be a strategy game now between these two. These are the guys with the pace, I think, outright. Not sure what's Gemini's pace like now. He is at the 2:01 still, so a little bit slower than the guys behind him, but with a 20-second gap in front of Patrick, who is also in the 2:01s now, to be honest. It's going to be a big ask. Not impossible, but a big ask. Kiki still with 27 seconds, just come down to 26. He's still on them mediums, and he will be going for quite a good while yet. Half a tank just over, so we're going to be looking at least another 9-10 laps. And he might come in a little bit early, just as we all get a little bit shaky around that corner. Oh. I should really like F-types, but I do get sick of seeing them all day because I do work for Jaguar cars. And I do generally work with F-types. So let's have a flick at the back. Hands are now in the Corvette. It's great to see the Corvette on here and hear it rumbling away. It's just a shame they lost so much time in the driver swap. Yes, Nick GTSV have done a great job here today. Randy Moore doing a great first stint, and Kiki on it from the handover by the look of it, because we did miss obviously the first couple of laps. Still watching the lobby one, but he has just seemed to have got it right, and again just been consistent and keeping it out of the walls. Yes, it's a shame we didn't get to see Race Asylum finish the race with SRT getting disconnected. It would have been a bit interesting to see what they could do. Oh, and Freddie's having steering wheel issues. That would make sense because he's dropped to 13th now. And some of the things I've seen happening with his car have been a little bit weird. Oh, I've just noticed the Valentino Rossi helmet there. Oh, I've just finished a can of Valentino Rossi Monster. And switched to the beer, obviously. Yes, big fan of Rossi here as well. Watched his entire career from the 125 days onwards until his retirement. He will be missed. From racing, obviously. Because it's not the same in a car. I don't know why. I still love to watch him in a car, but it's not the same. Bad Omen has got 18 seconds between himself and Sota, who's pulling away now, and he's right on the back of Jaeger. Jaeger, who has made up some serious positions here in the last few laps. Perhaps if Sota can tag onto the back of him, because they are all over Steve here as well. We've got a three-way battle going on at an hour and 25 minutes into the second stint of a 4-hour race. This is great. Thank you guys for racing. Hookshot Media attempting to get back in the bin, Sota. Right, so me totally getting things wrong. It's the first official ERF special event that is on the 25th of February. And the next SEC will be on the 11th of February from the dirt. So now I've got that sorted, we can get back on with the racing. As Jaeger has now passed Steve, and we're just waiting for Sota to catch up with Steve as well. We obviously had a little bit of a moment on the exit there of the chase. Steve can't seem to do anything about Jaeger, who's just got great pace. But a long way to go to VRC Bandit in front, nearly 20 seconds, who in turn has got over a minute to Rd.2, which is one of the best names I've heard. And he has the biggest cushion of anybody in here, with a minute in front and a minute and 7 seconds behind. So Rd.2 is totally safe. Sorry about that. That was a bad pun. Chronic team mentioning Stoner. Yeah, an absolute another legend of talent. Just a shame he was such a little whiny bitch while he was riding. Now he's not riding, he's great again. Pixel of Chaos down to 5th now, but with 26 seconds behind him, I would say he'd be okay, but he's just done his best lap of the race by quite a fair margin with a 2:02.5. Now he's dropped onto the softs, but that lag kind of hideous. And Lucas now with a 2:08 on the last time round, and he's actually catching Patrick. Patrick dropping down to the 2:02s, them tyres looking pretty worn. But he's in the podium positions now, but it looks like it could be a good battle between himself and Lucas. But with Lucas's tyres looking much better, this could be interesting. Has Lucas run the mediums though? Gemini slowly closing that gap between himself and Kiki, but Kiki is still on them mediums, and them mediums looking solid and just doing 2:03s, not pushing himself, just keeping it real. That's what Kiki's doing. Yep, there are no safety cars in this because there's no space in the lobbies. Lucas has just set the fastest lap of the race with a 2:06. He's really pushing on now at the end of this race. I'll say at the end there's still half an hour to go, which are as long as some races. But after streaming for over 3.5 hours now, it does feel like the end of the race. It's the last quarter anyway, isn't it? Oh no, 8th, last quarter of this part. Yeah, we could have see if there was more spots in the lobby, if Kaz had allowed that, but we get lag with this many, imagine what it'd be like with more. What they need to do is sort the servers out. That gap now down to 3.2 seconds to Patrick. And this is a battle for a podium. And Patrick eating them tyres as he stands on the brakes into Hell's corner. No, sorry, Murray corner. Oh, I'm not good with names, and that does include corners. I know this is Hell's corner. Onto the mountain straight, just in front we can see Rd.2, who is in 7th. Under 2:07 last time round for Lucas. He really is pushing on. Mix of the chaos again, look, 202, 202, 203. He really has found his pace in the last part of this race. I'm wondering if he won mediums all the way at the beginning, just so he can run shorter stints with a lighter car at the end. Tyke in turn 28 seconds behind him and not any quicker at the moment than Pixel. Debris on the track as we come into Hell's corner. There is markers everywhere. But in turn, Tyke has 58 seconds in front of Rd.2. Well, that's actually made some time on him because he was a minute, so he's took 2 seconds out of him. Oh, what's up? Has made up a little time on the leaders, but not much. Oh, not the leaders, but the guys in front of him. But Freddie's having to come in. He's having wheel problems as we hear. And the chat's going off, great to see. Oh, Freddie almost losing it on that pit exit again. It is so cruel, that pit exit. Yes, one day we will get more cars on the grid, but I don't think it's going to be until they upgrade the servers and it goes purely PS5 based and we get rid of the cross-platform. I think that is the biggest strain on this game, as Freddie running it very wide there through Quarry Bend. And the cut-in, probably the hardest corner on the track. Between that and the downhill, obviously. Oh, I didn't know that. Apparently the online stuff for GT Sport is about to end. Pulling the servers, that's early. Normally they give the game a couple of years. But hopefully they can concentrate all their efforts in there. Oh, and Freddie's off! But yes, I have cursed this team twice now. The Austin Muff team are going to hate Ponyboy. It is official. Let's have a look what's going on elsewhere. Who was that in the pits? Oh, it's Hansa in the pits. Will it be his final stop? Yes, that should be. And I think he'll be glad to get to the end today with the way things have gone. no fault of his own. He looks to be pretty consistent. Meanwhile, Kiki, gap down to 17.8 seconds. A penalty on the last lap, doing a 2:06. He will be feeling that pressure a little bit now, I think. But I don't think it'll be long before he comes in with only 25 minutes to go. I think he might do one more lap after this, come in, fuel up light, set of softs, and go till the end. Meanwhile, Gemini pushing hard. He's got less fuel, he is on the softs. But yeah, again, I think he'll go for another couple of laps and fuel up as little as possible. But here is the battle, it is a battle, Patrick and Lucas. They are on it. Sorry, I stayed away from this for too long here. But we'll jump on board the Super and watch the skyline dancing around. Sorry, GTR, it's not a skyline, is it? I know it is. That does look odd, the way they've just filled that dash in with material. Still think they should have left something that looks like dials in there, or perhaps put a cup holder in there or something, I don't know. Oh, unusual place to be looking to make a move. Can he get it done into Forest Elbow, get the power on early? Oh no, he's had to lift and still skim the wall. That should give Patrick the exit. And if there's one car that Supra might not be able to catch and pass on the straight, it will be the GTR, because that does have some speed of its own. But no, the Supra's still too quick. Over speed galore. Oh, but he outbraked himself. Oh, the first mistake I think we've seen from Lucas. Well, Nuke shot medium, it looks like all has gone to plan. Like you say, he should be coming in. He hasn't, he stayed out for one more and he's going to fuel up lighter. But the plan is good, he's still taking time off the guys in front of him and he's still got a 1 minute cushion behind him between himself and CLR Jaeger. Jaeger, who's made very good progress, coming from, I think he was 14th at the start of part 2. And he's made his way up to 8th. Sota up to 9th now. But we'll have to come in and pit at the end of this lap. Bandit has had to drop onto the mediums for the last stint and he's got damage. Oh, after Speed Hunter's first stint, Bandit lost a lot of time. Yes, Nuke Shot, I do like to have the data up occasionally. I don't like to have it up all racing, especially when there's battles going on. I'd rather watch the battle than the data, but absolutely useful bit of kit to have, so we can see what's going on, especially in endurance racing when you've got all different strategies, obviously. So yeah, if any of you guys, when I haven't got the data up and you do want to see something, give me a shout out. I do try and keep up with the chat to some extent as well. This is a good battle here. Is Bad Omen going to make a move at the end of the Conrod Straight? Oh, I love that name, Conrod Straight. It's brilliant. They should do a track with all engine part names. It'd be brilliant. We'll have Carburetor Corner. And you know. We got the Conrod Straight. We've got to have the crankshaft and a camshaft straight really as well, haven't we? Well, actually, a crankshaft, you could have like a bit of a bus stoppy kind of thing, couldn't you? Or even an S's. The crankshaft S's. Yeah, I should stop talking about that now and get back to the racing. Look at Bad Omen in the Merc alongside the Aston. Not quite, but you know what I mean. It's nearly alongside. He thought about it, went to pull out, and it went no. put too much fuel on board, you fat Merc, you're not coming alongside. Like I say, we'll get the data off for a bit while we have the battle going on. Lots of gear changing there, just to get the thing turned in as he wanted. Nicely done there. He's got the drive down here, but it's not an overtaking place unless you're very brave. Oh, and that lag makes it rather uncomfortable to watch down there, so I am going to jump out of the onboard because it's horrible. As Bandit makes up a little bit of time again and breaks the toe. These guys are about to be lapped by Gemini. Sota in the pits in lap 9 and Kiki in the pits as well. What is Lucas going to do in second? He doesn't need to come in, I'm sure he doesn't. Oh. But Gemini does, if he hasn't already pitted. He pitted on the previous lap by the look of it, 2:16.4. Oh, thank you for that, Raptor. Fun fact, Conrod Straight gets its name due to the number of engine failures in the early days of racing there, with the majority of failures being on the, what is now called, Conrod Straight. What was it called then, do you reckon? Just the long straight, or potential failure straight? I don't know. And with 20 minutes to go until we reach the 4 hours, but we have got a few more laps to go than that. Probably will run till about 2 hours and 20 minutes, I would say, maybe 15. But with some good battles going on here still. So we have Gemini, but we have the battle between Bandit and Bad Omen still raging. Like that. Oh, Bad Omen's gone wide there. Keep it together because the exit can be lethal once you get onto the marbles out there. That would have been a serious last corner then if that was the case. It used to be just a straight run from the Conrod straight to the last corner before they added the chase. That would have been some serious top speed. Right, Chronic wants to know what the gap is between P1 and P2. Well, you can wait, mate. I'm busy. Not at all. We'll jump straight there. And it isn't any. There is no gap. What has happened there? Oh, Kiki has stopped, hasn't he? He's just come out. He's done his final stop. Lucas still has to stop. I'm sure we are going to get the info up just for this. Yes, he does have to stop, so don't worry about that, Kiki. You just keep your head down, mate. That's going to give you another 25 seconds, I would say. But you're only 13 seconds in front of Gemini, who is pushing hard now. Be interesting to see what lap time he does here. It's going to be a 2:02 at best. Nowhere near a 2:04. So not a good lap there from Gemini. That's not what he needs right now. Kiki with how many laps has he got to do? He has got to do another 12 laps after this. Now he needs to be no more than a second a lap slower than Gemini behind him. And looking at his last few laps, they're not great, but he was on the mediums. He just needs to relax and find his pace on the softs again. He's got plenty of fuel in the tank. Don't worry about Lucas, just let him go. Again, we will mention it again on how well the RTR guys have recovered. With first and sixth at the minute. And yeah, you go, what an amazing recovery, up to 8th. And Rd.2. Again with the Nuke Shot team, they were back down in about 11th earlier on. at times. They flit in between 9th and 11th. Rotato coming in, but it comfortably in 7th with the kind of buffer everybody wants. And here we go, Lucas is in. So let's see what kind of a gap Kiki will have. We'll stay with him, the lag seems to have calmed a little bit. We also see Tight coming out the pits there. Bit of his last stop. Kiki are looking comfortable. Gemini with a nice buffer of 14 seconds behind him now. But here is the potential battle with Lucas and Patrick. Can Patrick do anything? No, because he's had to run the last stint on the mediums, whereas Lucas has gone on the softs. Lucas must have run the mediums in the first stint when I was wondering about the lap times. I think a lot of people did that and got them out of the way. Yeah, I think you could be right, Nick. I think P2 could be out of reach for RTR Red. And Lucas, still an excellent drive here. Would have been nice to have seen Nick round here today. We know what kind of pace he's got. To see a 58 today, but we didn't see one in qualifying from Timmy. What happened to Patrick? He's still there, mate. Patrick had to pit earlier, mate, and he still had to run the medium, so his last stint, it's cost him a little bit. Unfortunately, because he was right with Lucas, really, they were having a good battle. Lucas can run the softs for the last stint, so I don't think there's much Patrick's going to be able to do, unfortunately. Oh, did he have a 2:16, did he? Yeah, I think that was his in lap though, mate, the 2:16. And then he's out lap the 2:24. Kiki now stretching that lead. I think Gemini may have had a bit of a moment this lap. Oh, he's on the mediums as well. So this is all playing into Kiki's hands here. He's just got to keep his head together and keep it on the grey stuff for another 10 laps. So 20 minutes and you're done, mate. No, I'm pretty sure it was just the pits for Patrick. Yeah, just having to come out and run the mediums when you've got people around you running softs as well. There's not much you're going to be able to do. So, I was Gemini, I'd be more worried than Lucas worried about Patrick at the minute, because obviously we have got 10 laps left. And I think Lucas can be a second a lap quicker than Gemini, and there's 10 seconds gap. But can he push that hard and be a second a lap quicker and save enough tyre to battle at the end? P2 might not be out of it. Sorry, laughing at the chat again between Speedy and Nick. Hey Speedy, don't knock yourself, mate. You've done a good job there. Gap down to 9.2 now, so that's going to be more than a second a lap as it stands. So Lucas could seriously be on for a second place here. But Lucas is pulling away from Patrick. I won't look at him for too long. All picks up because of the lag. Let's have a look at Tyke here. He's just behind Kiki. We look at Rd.2. Look at that gap in front of him. Bearing in mind it was a minute earlier in the race. It's down to 30 seconds. And he's actually lapped the MFTE team, who've obviously had problems in this second stint by the look of it, because they did start it in, was it 4th place or 3rd place? Because Speed Hunter had a good first stint. It was 4th, wasn't it? Interesting. Well, either way, no gaps to actually watch there. Jaeger now has got up to 8th. And that is as far as he is going to be able to go. Sota has got himself a buffer behind at 27 seconds in front to catch Jaeger, so at the moment that looks pretty much done as well. Only a mistake's going to cause any problems there. 16 seconds in front and 23 seconds behind Bandit. Bad Omen now has dropped well away from Bandit, 23 seconds behind and 17 seconds in front of Steve with all of the ones. Frederick's still hanging on in there with his dodgy wheel, which looks to be the throttle that's causing the problem, looking at that. It seems to be flickering. Yeah, that ain't right. Yeah, that's not right. Did spot a bit of traction control in there as well, but we won't say anything about that. Not my place to. Kiki now stretching the lead nearly 20 seconds. Gemini though only 4.9 seconds in front of Lucas. Lucas is coming. And there we go, Lucas with a 59.9 last time round. Lucas doing Top Gear proud here. And the RTR red team now down to 3.9 seconds. Tyre wear looking good, 7 laps to go. And he's pulled well away from Patrick now, 15 seconds, so that's over. Battle wise, I don't think there is a lot else to look at. No, so it is this battle here, but at least it's a battle for the podium, and that's the kind of thing we do want at the end of a 4-hour race. So we'll keep the data up just for another couple of minutes, then we'll turn it off for the end, because I don't think we'll need it. But just to see if anybody else has got a pit or anything, we'll have one more flick through. But I think pretty much everybody will be done now. There's 7 laps to go. That's definitely one last set of softs and go for it. Kiki consistent 201s. Yes, Mr. T, I agree. These last few laps will be intense. I'm sure Kiki's feeling the pressure that he's just got to bring it home. And Gemini is most definitely going to be feeling the pressure behind him, because if he looks behind him, he'll be able to see Lucas in his mirror now at 1.4 seconds. And I don't think there's going to be anything he's going to be able to do about this. Seems to have calmed down all of a sudden. Or is it just me? Here we go. Can Lucas get the move done? Not quite close enough into Quarry Bend. There's not many passing opportunities now really until Forest Elbow and the Conrod Strake. Touch a lag there, but nothing major. These guys really close. I think with the softs he should have the exit speed from Forest Elbow here. Just get it turned in and get it hooked up. It's very close though. And also very close to the wall, as you could hear. So this could help Gemini down the straight. I don't think the Super's close enough. But we didn't think that before. And it is coming. He's going to have a look into the chase, but not quite close enough. Oh, but he's off. Gemini misses his braking point. And he's long gone. Well, that battle just kind of disappeared, didn't it? The one thing we were looking forward to, and that's it. There you have it. Let's get the normal info up. And I think Gemini's just basically rolled over now with the mediums, knowing he can't compete with the softs. It will be obvious what's happening when he's sitting in the car, and he might be having feedback from a teammate, I don't know. With 5 laps to go after this, we really are into the dusk of this race. The twilight hour, should I say. And Lucas now pulling away 4.5 seconds in front now, Gemini. But I think Kiki has got enough. 18.3 seconds to keep Lucas at bay. Can afford to give up a few seconds a lap. Okay, so Lewis just said he skimmed through the stream. He's actually not sure that Lucas did use the mediums. We can instantly check after the race. We'll save the replay and make sure everybody did, so don't worry about that. Everything like that will be checked. But yes, Kiki doing an absolutely fantastic job. Obviously, Randy Moore giving him, well, the second place when he went into the pits, but it was by nothing. He's now got 17-second lead over Lucas, who's now got 8 over Gemini, so he's just pulling away now. Gemini not being able to respond, but he's still got 12 seconds advantage over Patrick. So I don't think Patrick can do a lot about that. I think that's just going to be a little bit too much to ask. The lag has definitely reduced a little bit. Pixel of Chaos dropped back to 5th and is now 50 seconds behind Patrick. But running consistent pace in the second part of part 2. He's dropped to the softs, he's running 202s. Tyke again, can't say enough about a recovery drive. But Senna didn't have a good first stint with that poor pit stop. The error, the button press of doom. And we will mention Rotary, how much he's made inroads into P6, being a minute behind earlier on. I'm sure there are pit stops and that have come into play there to make it drop so much, but still, well played, because the gap behind him was a minute as well. He's now 1:23. So definitely good pace there. We can see 2:01.3's his quickest laps. And now trying to lap Sota, Sota in the way. And McLaren is not quite having the legs. Will he have the draft here? Yeah, there we go. And Sota will give him the room, obviously. Just a little bit too close then, I think. But I don't think the lag helps. Well, lag doesn't help anything, does it? Let's be honest. And yeah, you go with another great recovery drive. And Sota back in ninth. Bandit, who seems to have struggled after speed onto, handed him over in a good position. Bandit just not being able to replicate his pace. And the Aston can be a bit of a funny car if you don't click with it. It can be a little bit understeering. But I'm only 14 seconds behind. And then we have Steve with all his ones. In the silhouette. Probably one of the funkiest looking cars on the track. I just love it. I don't know why. Probably because I'm old. Not as old as Kiki though. And Frederick has carried on even with his steering wheel issues. He's now only 50 odd seconds in front of Hans, who at one point he was on only 4.5 minutes behind, so shows how Fred is having problems to lose that much time. Oh, meanwhile, what's happened at the front? Kiki did a 2:05 last time round. The gap is down to 10 seconds. Still lose over 2 seconds a lap, but you really don't want to. Come on, Kiki. You've led the whole 2 hours, mate. If you lose this at the end, I think I will cry for you. Good evening, Brandy. Oh, it is evening now, nearly, isn't it? Late afternoon. Great first stint, mate. And Kiki's doing you proud. Oh, we've got Johnny Clark joining the party. How you doing, mate? Now, Fred has got steering wheel issues, so he's been struggling. but he's keeping it kind of together. Gap now down to 8.6 seconds. Lucas really pushing on. I'm saying in the 2 minutes again, so he's not only 5 seconds quicker than Kiki on lap 53. Kiki needs these 202s now. He's got to keep it around this pace. So I think Lucas is just coming out of Forest Elbow. Yes, he is. And that gap coming down. I think this is actually the closest battle on track as well. And it's for the lead. But we'll have a quick flick through because we are coming towards the end now. We are 2 hours and 5 minutes into this stint. With 2 laps to go for the leaders. When they next cross the line, Patrick started to make up a little bit of time again. Big sort of chaos for his cushion there, so he's comfortable. Tyke's comfortable, and Rotato, he has took more time out of Tyke though. That's another 7 seconds I think he's taken in the last couple of laps. And Jaeger all on his own. Same as Sota and Bandit and Bad Omen. Steve drops back to 12th. Not quite sure what's happened there, but lap times are 2:10s and that's not going to help. And we got Hansa who is making ground into Frederick, but I think it will be too little too late, but he has still got 6 laps to go. Meanwhile, the gap down to 5.5 seconds at the front. Kiki lost more time last lap with a 2:04.3. We need to check Kiki's tyres. Something's not right here. They should be plenty good enough, but I think it's a little bit of the pressure as well. Lucas' tyres are worse. Two laps to go and 5 seconds the gap. Is Tyke going to try and catch Kiki and slow him down a little bit? Help his teammate out? I know they're not teammates as such, but they are also. No, I don't think they would do that. But so we will keep him focused on the front two as Kiki comes to cross the line for the final lap. Let's get the data off. We don't want that on the final lap at all. Oh, but we do want the gap on, don't we? Jesus. There we go. 3.9, 3.7 seconds between them. And Tyke is closing in. Oh, the nerves and the nerves at GTSV at the moment. So the team are in cost Kiki a lot of time apparently. Lucas closing the gap still, but Kiki doing just enough at the minute. As he comes to the dipper for the final time. Just keep it together around here, Kiki. Oh, and there's chaos in front of him. That could have been bad. But Kiki keeps it together. Coming to the Forest Elbow for the final time. Onto Conrad straight, the gap down to 1.8 seconds. But Lucas does have a back marker and his teammate has a back marker between the two of them. I don't think his teammate back marker is going to cause him an issue though. As if he even gets close to him because the gap opened up to over 2 seconds again. Kiki just needs to keep it together for another couple of corners as he comes up to the chase. down to Murray's Corner for the final time. And with 1.5 seconds from first to second after 4 hours, GTSV Kiki takes the win from Lucas Mars in second place by 1.666 seconds. Well done, GTSV. Well done, Lucas. Great racing, guys. And we have tight crosses the line in 6. Who will be next round? It will be Gemini. And it's third place for Gemini for the GRT team. Patrick 10 seconds behind. We've had Rd.2 cross the line as well in 7th. Next across will be Patrick for the Scotch Eggs. Well done, guys. Now I've got to try and kind of guess where people are, because obviously they're not necessarily. We have got somebody else crossing the line. Sota has crossed the line also. And Hansa, congratulations. And Steve, who we got left. So Jaeger, I think will be next across the... No, he won't be. Is it Bandit? Yes, it is Bandit next. And then we'll have Bad Omen, who's going to cross the line with a half-second penalty as well. Well done, sir. And then it should be Jaeger and... So Jaeger for the Speed Hunters. Well done, CLR, sir. Good drive. And then we're just waiting on Frederick. There we go, Freddie. So congratulations, Kiki and GTSV. And Randy Moore, obviously, great stint there. Wonderful recovery drive from RTR Red Team to take second place. And Gemini and Mash, obviously, for third. There's your podium, guys. Well done. That was some great battling. 1.666 seconds after 4 hours of racing. Wow. What can we say? Absolutely stunning race, guys. So I say sorry about the lag, but there's not much we can do about that. And we hope to see you at the next round at the Nürburgring on the 11th of February. So thanks for tuning in. I have been Ponyboy, your streamer, and I will be chatting to you at the next one, and we'll see you there. Good afternoon and enjoy your weekend, guys.